Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you a simple autumn set with some autumn leaves and some marble nails. I'm not sure when I'm going to get the chance to actually post this video, so it may be a tad bit late, but you know, sometimes it gets like that. So I'm going in with a bead of Nail Mate's Nude Attitude acrylic powder, and I'm doing a full cover nail on the middle finger. So I usually go in like to do like the 3 bead method, but sometimes I may add an additional bead depending on structure. So what you want to do is you just want to dip your brush in the monomer, drain your brush a little bit, tap 3 times in your powder and place your bead on the nail. You don't want your bead to be too runny and you don't want it to be too dry. You need to kind of look for the perfect consistency. If you guys want to see me do a video on application and how to pick up the correct bead, let me know in the comments below and I will try and record a video for you. So when I'm applying my acrylic, I also tilt the finger down just to make sure that the gravity in general helps me move my acrylic better, and that way it doesn't flood the side walls or the cuticle. So for the index finger and the little finger, I'm going to be doing an ombre. I'm not currently in my nail salon right now, so I don't actually know the colour, but I will link everything down in the description below. So if you really like the colour and you want to know where it is, have a look in the description bar. So how I did this one was I placed the bead at the tip of the nail and then I brushed it up. But for the baby finger, I placed the bead in the middle of the nail where the nail tip meets the free edge of the nail. I slightly blended the top of that bead upwards and then brushed and patted the rest of it down. You can do it either way, whichever makes you feel comfortable. I think I just alternated depending on the size of the bead that I actually picked up at the time. And that's a good thing to know, like once you've got your bead application down pat, you can kind of guesstimate where you need to put your bead depending on how much product you've picked up. You can always go back in and add more. So if you wanted to put the bead in the center of the nail and brush it down, but you couldn't quite get to the tip of the nail, you could just pick up more beads of acrylic. It really doesn't matter. But the better you are at picking up the correct size beads, the quicker your service, usually the better your application if you struggle to apply thinly and flatly. So yeah, that's something to note. So as you can see, I'm doing a marble nail on the ring finger and I'm using 3 different colors. One of them is Nude Attitude from Nail Mate, the same cover powder I used on the middle finger. And I'm just mixing these colors in a diagonal pattern all the way down the nail. I'm using really runny beads so that I can swirl them really nicely. So to do the ombre now, I've added my cover powder to the top of where I placed the colour acrylic. and then I lightly feather it down and blend over the coloured acrylic. I then add a second bead towards the cuticle. I try and make this as flush as possible, and I continue to blend this again further down just to make my blend even more seamless. If you need to add more cover powder, you can do so, just to make your blend what you want it to be. There's no right or wrong here, but try not to make the nail bulky. So I've got these like maple leaf, autumn leaf kind of sequin glitter things. You can get them from anywhere: AliExpress, eBay, Amazon. I think mine are from Amazon, but what you'd pay on Amazon, you'd get it for like 3 times cheaper on eBay or AliExpress. So yeah, have a shop around. But I'm just using a small runny bead of clear acrylic to stick them down. And then once they've set a little bit, I go in with my cover powder and I do the same thing that I did with the ombre. So I place the bead towards the back of the coloured acrylic bead and I start to blend down. I lightly feather it down with my brush. So this bead didn't blend as well as I wanted to. And like I said earlier, you can just add more acrylic. Just really try to apply it thinly. And you can also go back in targeted areas, so you may not want to apply a whole normal bead all over the nail again. You may just need a small bit just to blend a certain corner or a certain section of your ombre, and you can do that too. So I think I actually do show you that here, and you should see me do it in a second, where I literally pick up a tiny bit of the cover powder and I apply it to the right side of the nail where I feel like the blend is a little bit transparent. I drain off a decent amount of the liquid and then I pat it into place and feather it down. So for the index finger, I use these circular glitters that I've had for a little while. I'm not sure where I got them from, but I'll try and find a link of something similar, if not the same thing. So I use some clear acrylic to adhere this to the nail, and I've just placed the clear acrylic in like an S-shaped pattern. And then I lightly tap the same brush into the glitter jar, pulling out a tiny bit of glitter. It's always best to start with a little bit. A little goes a long way, and that way you can add more rather than have to worry about trying to remove because you've added too much. So yeah, I'm just moving the glitters around into the correct placement, and then I leave it for it to dry before I encapsulate. So now I'm using a crystal clear acrylic to encapsulate the nail. I don't usually encapsulate from the cuticle with ombre nails or full cover nails. However, when I was doing this set, I didn't actually make the ombres and even the full cover powder nail thick, so I had to use clear to build in the strength. So you could do the same with a client. It's all personal preference. Most people do usually build their apex in with their ombre. Some people do it all one level and then add in the clear acrylic to build the strength. So it just depends. You can also go in depending on where you feel like your parts of your nail is missing structure or is dipping. Maybe you didn't add enough acrylic, and you can add your clear there to fill in the gaps. That way when you're filing, you have less bumps to like file over and it's quite smooth already. Like I said, I'm encapsulating the middle finger as well, only because I applied the cover powder quite thinly. So I'm using the clear to build in my structure and apex. So I filed, shaped and buffed off camera, and now I'm going in with McCart's crystal glue to apply a crystal cuff is that what they call it? Cuticle cuff. A cuticle cuff of crystals around the nail, and I'm doing this on the baby finger and the middle finger. So I'm still trying to figure out a way where I can show you guys how I file and shape on my practice hand, and have like actual good footage, because it's very difficult to record, seeing as the practice hand moves a bit. Sometimes it falls off, the nails pop out. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out for you guys. I use this little UV flashlight that I got from AliExpress just to flash cure the gems so they don't move around if I've got to do a few gems on other nails as well. Once I've done that, I place the whole hand in the lamp and do a full cure so that they're very secure. I then go in with my top coat and top coat all the nails, and that's when you really see the finished product, because girls, you know, we love the end result with the top coat on it. Like, just, it's so shiny, it's so like vibrant, it looks so good. Yeah, and that's the finished set. I hope you guys have liked watching it. I'm gonna let it play out so you can see the end results. Comment, like, subscribe, leave a note down in the comment section of what you'd like to see me do next, or what you've learned from the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.